So you're gonna go to jail?
Away from me! Well, maybe she attacked me. And I'm defending myself.
Maybe you did.
Any weapons on you?
Yeah, my mouth.
Excuse me, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Encountering 4 instances showcasing extreme Karen behavior, we delve into the repercussions faced by each individual. Let's begin with the infamous poolside Karen. Meet Blair Featherman, a 49-year-old woman who, on July 2nd, 2023, was captured on video assaulting and directing racist remarks at a Spanish family by the neighborhood pool in Lakewood, Colorado.
You have a fob? 2 people. You have a Mexican party in the pool. Trash. Oh yeah, you can't do that. You can't just record me.
Among other things, she asserted that the family doesn't belong here.
Go back down to Denver. I live here. I live here. Nowhere where you ever came from, you low class slime.
We'll leave it to you to interpret whether she meant the Allag Green Mountain apartment specifically, or the country as a whole. Even after being recorded in this disturbing incident, Mrs. Featherman thought it wise to call the police. 6 officers responded to the scene, finding a multitude of people ready to support the victims.
Family gathering, few friends. When I arrived with food, the blonde girl gave me crap about, she came up to the gate and she said, "Do you have a fob?" I said, "No, but my boys live here." She said, "Well, I work at the front desk," which she doesn't.
The family subsequently presented the officers with the footage, and although they were the initial viewers, this embarrassing clip would soon find its way to the eyes of millions. Following the typical Karen behavior pattern, Blair endeavored to elevate her status by shaming Alexis Alba for wearing the designer brand Hermes. It seemed as if she held the belief that individuals who don't resemble her should not be adorned in such expensive attire. The family then proceeded to provide their accounts to the officers. While the victim's family maintains complete calmness, cordiality, and politeness with the police, the same cannot be said for Mrs. Featherman.
I was right here, and see the Louis Vuitton guy? He's the one who started it all.
She's on the verge of demonstrating to these officers just how entitled she truly is. Featherman presents herself as the victim of an assault by 2 women, along with the theft of her cell phone. However, as additional officers respond to the scene and commence interviews with more witnesses, a markedly different narrative than her own continues to be consistently corroborated.
And then she started calling us Mexican trash. Do you want to hear her still harassing me?
Okay.
Can you go grab her? She's talking to our friend.
Okay, can you go back?
In front of her kids, she's harassing her.
The blonde lady.
Okay.
The blonde lady grabbed the girl's hair, and so then she started to fight back because she felt attacked. And then they finally split it apart. She just keeps going on saying that we're dirty Mexicans, that we don't belong here, we need to go back to where we came from, we're trash.
She started all of that. She started making racist remarks. So 2 of them went over there and they're like, what's the deal? She swung on the girl who has the pink bikini over there. She swung on her, so then she started fighting.
What do you want the police to do here?
We don't want you guys to do anything. They called
Do you want to press charges or anything?
No, but
I have a suspicion that there was probably some catfighting and
There was
alcohol going on.
The notion that every story has 2 sides doesn't quite fit here. It feels more like this particular story has a dozen sides, with most of them echoing the same details and only one diverging with falsehoods. In any investigation, it becomes imperative for someone to diligently record each person's account. In this instance, a particularly patient officer has been fulfilling that role with Blair and her associates.
So basically, this kid's recording me in my face, and all I did, because she's going like this, all I did was grab her phone, that is it.
Okay,
The mother got up on me,
Yeah.
with her big booty. I had 2 girls trying to kill me, so I tried to defend myself, but my phone is gone, and I recorded everything, and they probably have my phone.
Who has your phone?
We don't know.
Because I've got a female with pretty good injuries that is blaming you as well. It's kind of this thing.
Well, maybe she attacked me, and I'm
Maybe you
defending
did,
myself.
maybe you did. I don't know.
Okay,
my
so
God, she
here,
came
I'm
at me, you
gonna
know?
tell you right now, so when you
didn't run after
move
her.
from an area
Good,
to come
that
to the
was
other
an
area, that's an
eyeball.
aggressive.
As Blair and her friends persist in recounting untruths about who attacked whom, claims that have already been refuted by video evidence, an officer, thoroughly fed up with entertaining their entitlement, returns to provide them with a much-needed reality check.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. I'm going to speak now, and you guys can follow up with me tomorrow after I reviewed the camera. Okay. I have an independent witness that is one-on-one basis with the district manager here that said you were saying racist stuff, instigating everything, blowing it up, and then when they confronted you, you couldn't handle it. Well, we're going to review the cameras tomorrow when they come in. I'm going to talk to Wyatt, okay? And I'll see what happened, okay?
Oh, so when I get ambushed by all of them coming over here, I'm the
That's what
problem?
we're going to review the
and
camera
they yell
for,
at me
okay?
white bitch like 4 times, so there's 2 discriminating things.
I get
not
it,
just me.
and that's why I want the
And they
camera
don't
before we do
belong
it.
here.
Refusing to tolerate any further interruptions, the officer swiftly transitions from a lenient stance to a firmer one. This shift provides a much-needed wake-up call to Blair and her male associates. Unfortunately, it appears ineffective as they persist in portraying themselves as victims, despite numerous unrelated individuals collaborating on her culpability.
We make any action, okay?
They don't belong here.
Sure. They do if they reserve the clubhouse, which is what they did.
Unless we do disorderly
Look at that!
So
Look at all
let me
that.
tell you something. According to the guy he was on the phone with, that I believe to be the district manager, if they pay the $200 to rent that out, they've got the clubhouse for that day.
Not the pool.
Yeah, the pool.
No,
the pool.
but they usually.
Why don't you argue with Wyatt tomorrow
like
about
me?
your civil agreements?
Listen.
Because you've been calling me all kinds of horrible things since I got
I've
here.
been calling you horrible things.
These cops, I'm listening to you,
I
okay?
didn't say these cops.
Yeah, you did to your buddy on the phone. It's on my
Look,
body
if
cam.
you have your own
okay?
insecurities, I can't deal with that.
Okay.
In America, I believe you can say whatever you want to
To a
somebody.
point. So there is a
To a point,
to a
but
point.
to
There
say
is we have a charge in here, disorderly conduct. It's saying things that are likely to incite violence. And we heard from an
How do you
independent witness
interpret that?
the racist comments. I'm not.
today.
I can't say right now. All I'm saying is what someone who wasn't
I don't think that
involved.
happened. I really
Okay.
don't, but
And
that's just me.
And that's why we're not charging anyone right
I
now
get
because
it.
we need these cameras to help back up 2 completely different stories.
Perhaps they will consider taking accountability when presented with irrefutable proof. Blair's entitlement appears to be boundless. Even after discovering that the family they accused of not residing there had the building manager on speed dial, called him, and confirmed they had paid to book the pool, she remains unwilling to accept any accountability.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When someone attacks you when you're on your back,
They will know that by any...
am I not allowed to try and defend myself?
You are.
Instead, she inexplicably doubles down on her delusions. In Colorado, disorderly conduct can span from Class 1 to 3 misdemeanors. The officer is specifically alluding to a Class 1 offense, which pertains to public disturbances or offensive utterances. Nevertheless, the prospect of charges seems improbable here. The officer is setting a commendable example of attempting to de-escalate the situation. Blair and her group eventually depart from the pool, steadfast in their belief of being in the right. However, they are soon in for a substantial reality check. Naturally, after the video of Blair surfaced on social media, she quickly went viral, earning the title of Poolside Karen. Despite the absence of any filed charges, the public backlash was substantial enough to prompt Blair to embark on a media tour. This seemed like a thinly veiled attempt to portray herself as the victim in the unfolding narrative. Fortunately, the majority of people can now easily discern the insincerity in her actions. While Blair Featherman's only tangible consequence was the enduring label of a Karen, some individuals exhibit entitlement that knows no bounds. A striking example is the case of a woman who prioritized throwing a temper tantrum over the safety of her newborn baby. In February 2023, officers were dispatched in response to a 911 call that was too incredulous for anyone to fathom. Officer Gabriel Pfizer promptly arrived at the Grand Central Bus Station in St. Petersburg, Florida, in response to a 911 call. Despite the incredulity surrounding the call, it turned out to be accurate. Witnesses collaborated with Officer Pfizer's investigation, revealing that a woman with an infant strapped to her chest had recklessly ridden a scooter and assaulted an elderly female security guard. Initially appearing as an ordinary young mother with her child, the individual in question is, in fact, the suspect Destiny Frost. As witnesses accurately portrayed, her infant child is indeed strapped to her chest. The unthinkable actions she's accused of, especially with her child in such a vulnerable position, are about to reveal Frost's capacity for behavior that goes beyond imagination.
Nothing, I missed my bus.
Okay. So why are we out here?
Why? Because I missed my bus.
Why am
What
I
kind
here?
of question? You tell me. You're approaching me, sir.
Okay. Well, here's the long and short of it, okay? Lose the attitude with me.
I didn't cause any
Am
problems.
I under
for you.
arrest?
In the state of Florida, battery is categorized as a misdemeanor, carrying potential penalties of up to a year in prison or a fine of $11,000. However, since the victim in this case is a licensed security guard, the charge escalates to a felony with more severe sentencing guidelines. Destiny seems to have a misconception about the term detained here.
Am I under arrest
I can
right
make
now?
that decision right now. Do you want to go to jail?
Am I currently under arrest?
You're being trespassed at the very least. Okay?
For what?
She wants you off the property. You better lose the attitude. What
Then
is
I
with
will
you?
leave. I will leave.
Give me your information real quick.
No, thank you.
Give me your information
No,
real quick.
sir.
Ma'am, listen.
Sir.
We are not playing this game.
I have
We
a
are not
meeting to
playing
go
this game.
to.
We're not playing this game. Give me your information right now because you're being detained on
For
suspicion
what?
of assault. You on battery.
Assault?
You put your hands on the security.
Are you
guard.
serious?
Give me your name and information right now.
If you want it, you can get it from
No,
here.
I'm not getting it from anybody else. You give me your information right now.
Please
ma'am.
excuse me.
Do not do
Please
this.
excuse me.
Although she isn't officially under arrest yet, as the officers are in the process of investigating a crime, she's not at liberty to leave and is obligated to comply with their lawful orders, including providing her identification.
You have a child on your chest.
Exactly.
Do
Look
not
how
do
close
this.
you are.
Do not cause issues while you have a
Is your
child.
body
What is
cam
wrong?
on?
Yes, it's on.
Perfect. Thank you.
Give me your information right now.
No, thank you. I'm leaving. I am leaving. Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
No.
Yes, you
Detained
are.
for what?
I told you already, for battery.
Her frenzied screaming, erratic movements, and efforts to resist the officers could potentially lead to a resisting arrest with violence charge, at the very least, or a more severe battery on an officer charge carrying a maximum sentence of up to 5 years in prison. In addition to these legal consequences, she is jeopardizing her custody rights as a parent, portraying herself as an unfit mother.
Excuse you.
Ma'am! Give me your ID right now. I'm not playing this game with you. Then give me something with your name on it and give me your
Let
information.
go of my arm.
Stop
Let
trying
go
to
of
pull
my-
away from me. Stop trying to pull away from me. Stop it. What is your deal? Just give me your information. Alright. So you're gonna go to jail? You're gonna go to jail? You're gonna go to jail and your child's gonna...
Stop! You're being too aggressive. Stop!
Put your hand down. Don't raise your hand at me. Ma'am? No, listen. You're gonna go to protect... You're gonna go to jail and your child's gonna protect the service.
Don't say that about my child. That's
Stop.
not fair.
You need to listen.
Dad, you guys need to back the up.
No, we don't.
Despite the significant legal and personal ramifications she's facing, she oddly believes that continuing to behave in this manner is a wise course of action. Exasperated by her demeanor and shocked at her complete disregard for her own child, Officer Pfizer decides to step away and confer with the real victim.
Where's that guy who said he saw everything? Huh? That guy that witness, what you saw, where'd he go? Did he already leave? Alright. Alright, where did she hit you? She hit you in the face? With both hands?
Though the video is not entirely clear, the victim, Aisha Latifa Abdullah, a 66-year-old grandmother working as a security guard, gestures to her head and upper body as the areas Destiny allegedly struck. Meanwhile, the other officer continues to exhibit a significant level of patience in handling Destiny.
Again, there was allegations that you put your hands on someone. So in the state of Florida, any unwanted touching, that's considered battery. Okay? If someone touched you first and then you touch them, then like that's possible, right? But any unwanted touching, that's battery. So this officer has to conduct his investigation. So I don't know which I'm here, right? You saw when I got here, I came right to you. So I don't know what the other side is saying, but he has to conduct his investigation. An allegation of a crime has occurred. So if he asks for your ID and you refuse to give it to him, that in itself is a crime. Okay? So look, I don't know what route he's going here, what he intends to do, but I mean, let's just take deep breaths and figure all this out, all right? And like, I don't know how far he's going and what's being, completely alleged. All I know is someone called and they said that you put your hands on something, okay? That's a crime. The reason why I asked for his name is when a crime's involved in front of a minor, I have to report it to DCF. I have to.
Well, then I need to call the house that I'm staying at because it's a DCF middleman right there.
Okay. But again, I mean, listen, I don't know what the other side is alleging right now, other than you put your hands on her. Okay.
I didn't put my hands on her until she swung back at me. Because I went to snatch the phone out of her hand.
Destiny seems oblivious to the fact that despite being informed of the definitions of the crimes under investigation, she inadvertently admitted to committing battery. She openly stated that she was the first to unlawfully touch the other person and acknowledged hitting Aisha Abdullah at some point. However, her attempt to suddenly wise up and follow misguided legal advice, akin to what one might find on Facebook, becomes embarrassingly evident upon Officer Pfizer's return.
Alright, Ms. Rose, do you want to answer any questions and talk to me about what happened today or no?
I mean, am I being placed under arrest?
Yeah, I'm going to read you your rights before I talk to you. Do you want to talk to me or am I going to waste my time reading your rights?
Hey, I'm being placed under arrest.
I said you're going to read your rights.
Am I being placed under arrest?
Do you want to talk to me or not?
I'm asking a question so I can make arrangements. Am I being placed under arrest?
More than likely you're going to jail. Do you want to talk to me or no? Do you want to answer any questions about what happened? Or tell your side of the story?
Like what?
Do you want to? Yes or no? It's a simple question.
Ma'am, he's asking you if you want to answer questions.
And I need to make sure my son does not go into any of y'all's hands.
Obviously, I'm not going to rip a child out of a mom's arms. It's not how this works.
Hey.
Destiny persists in disregarding the officer's instructions, opting to call a family member to come pick up her child. Suddenly, she appears quite concerned about the child's safety. One might wonder where that concern was when she was assaulting a grandmother. While Destiny is undoubtedly acting inappropriately, it's crucial to remember that the police are permitted to use deception in their pursuit of a confession. This is precisely what Officer Pfizer did. Engaging in conversation with the police can inadvertently lead to confessing, especially if someone believes they've committed no wrongdoing. In such situations, it's advisable to assert your Fifth Amendment rights, comply with lawful orders, and maintain complete silence until legal representation is present. After a 30-minute wait, the child's Aunt Leah arrives to pick him up.
Okay. Can I tell you something real quick?
I'm going to be easy.
Okay.
I'm handling you or nothing, okay?
Destiny faced a felony battery charge on a licensed security officer. As of this recording, the case is ongoing, but given her clear admission on camera, it's safe to assume she might face conviction. However, Karen's disregard for safety extends beyond infants. As unbelievable as it sounds, some Karens even harbor animosity towards dogs and disabled individuals. On February 16, 2023, an officer from the Indian River County Sheriff's Department in Fort Pierce, Florida, responded to a call at a local public supermarket reporting an assault on a disabled man with a service dog. The victim, identified as Martin Drebeck, a disabled 71-year-old man, directs the officer to the woman whom he claims assaulted him, hoping she wouldn't have time to flee.
You wanted to explain to me what happened, just so I can relate it to him.
You know, I'm walking through the store, and a lady, I could tell there was something off, right?
Yeah.
I don't normally let anybody touch my dog. But look, it's in hospice right now, man.
Yep.
She's old, and somebody should give her a break. Kindness is nothing. It doesn't cost me anything to be nice. Then I come back and she said, "What are you doing with that dog in the store?" I say, "He's a service dog." He goes, "My ass, he's a service dog." What else did she? I don't know what else she said. I said, "Look, Karen." Oh no, I said. She goes, "Prove it. Where's the stuff?" And I said, "I don't have to have any stuff. This store has seen me coming in for 20 years. It's not like it's a newbie, okay?"
Yep.
And usually I don't wear a coat. I have a service dog leash, but this is pretty convenient. I got to shop, I got to push a cart. I don't want to hold a leash, and, so I'm bothered with it. Then she keeps pounding on me, and I finally just said, "Look, Karen, go bother somebody else." You mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Karen, Go, you're not a cop. Go find one because I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yep.
And then she comes up to me, and I go, kicks me in the ass. Literally, just comes right out, kicks me in the ass. I go, that's assault. She goes, call a cop.
Okay.
And I wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wasn't gonna. But the more that mouth kept running, the more I just said, you're going to jail. Because you can't do this to people. This is wrong.
So when did the kicking the dog come into play?
Well, he didn't kick the dog, kicked me.
Oh, it kicked you.
See, he kicked the dog.
Okay.
I probably would have broken the rule of never hitting women.
Yeah.
And she'd have been on the floor.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm just telling it like it is.
You have your own.
That's like my kid.
Regardless of any preconceptions about the assaulter's appearance, what the officer encounters next is beyond anyone's expectations. The assaulter is revealed to be 80-year-old retiree Virginia Wargo Pitzner. While most people are reluctant to admit their crimes to the police, before the officer could even get a word in, Virginia already confessed to assaulting Martin.
How you doing?
So the asshole really did call you, huh?
Yes.
Good.
What's going on?
Last fucking dog jumped on me. Afterwards, I kicked him in the ass.
The manner in which she describes the event shows a level of entitlement you'd think nobody could maintain after 80 years on Earth.
Okay.
You kicked
So
who?
what would you like to discuss?
What's the story?
What's the story? I asked the man why he had the dog in here. It's a service dog. Where's his jacket? Where's his proof? I don't have to show you. The law says I don't have to. I said, well, we'll go up to the desk then. I don't have to show them either. I said, because he's not a fucking service dog. And then the dog jumped on me, so I turned around and I kicked him in the ass.
It's clear that this retiree has never experienced consequences before, but that egocentric worldview of hers is about to be brought tumbling down.
You have your ID on you?
He then presented this thing. I don't do this. I don't show this to people. But here's this thing. I said, shove it up your rear.
Well, he doesn't have to. Number one, you don't work here. It's not your right to be asking around.
It's not my right?
No, it's not.
Oh, well, here.
I don't need your debit card. I need your ID.
Why not? You're going to give me a ticket.
As a matter of fact, you are going to jail.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep. So, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Give me.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
The officer deserves commendation for how well he's handling the situation.
Can I put my wallet away?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
You guys have nothing better to do.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you
How old are you?
I'm 80.
You're 80, acting like a 14-year-old.
Oh, well.
Any weapons on you?
Yeah, my mouth.
I can see that.
You're just leaving that in the middle of the street?
This 80-year-old wasn't kidding when she said the only weapon on her is her mouth, as she's taken every opportunity to be as rude as possible to this officer.
This is the biggest joke I've ever
Go
seen.
for one thing.
What?
You want me to put this in your car? What do you want me to do with this?
If I tell you, you'll give me another ticket. No, I want to take it with me. Why would I not want my license, my credit cards, and all my money put back in my pocketbook and take it with me?
Okay. Well, I gotta search it before I take it. Okay?
I'll go right ahead. My pen might do something to you. Watch out. It's a James Bond pen.
Yeah. Walk over to my car.
It really seems like she's delusional and doesn't understand the severity of her situation.
Why do I not have a right to question a person when the law says you can't have animals in supermarkets and stores? Tell me.
Service animals are exempt, and you're not allowed to.
I asked him if it was
You're
a
not allowed
service
to
dog.
ask.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to. It's protected. There's people with disabilities.
Dog didn't have the right to jump on me, did he? Service animals don't jump on
You
people.
instigated the whole thing.
Dog jumped on me before I kicked him in the ass. Where's your dog? I expected you to show up with a dog. What? I'm disappointed.
But it'll quickly become clear.
So she's got 2 felonies. I don't care if she's 80. I didn't touch her.
No, I know.
I didn't touch him.
Both man comes around and both him and his dog are going to suffer rotten lives.
Him and his dog?
Him and his dog.
Well, that's not nice.
As per Florida Statute 413.08, any individual who obstructs a disabled person with a service animal's access or enjoyment of public places is deemed guilty of a misdemeanor. The penalty includes 30 hours of community service with an organization aiding disabled people. Virginia's continuous public outburst would likely be considered a violation of this law. Virginia's verbal prowess ultimately became a weapon turned against herself. At 80 years old, Virginia Wargo Pitzner found herself arrested for the first time, facing charges of felony battery on a person over 65, along with misdemeanor disorderly conduct. She was granted release on a $33,000 bail shortly after her arrival at the Indian River County Jail. As of this recording, the case is still pending. Despite Virginia's legendary sass, it pales in comparison to one of the most vitriolic and disrespectful Karens encountered. On July 1, 2022, at the JetBlue terminal in Fort Lauderdale International Airport, a worker reported a seemingly routine incident to an on-site police officer. Someone had left their luggage unattended. Little did anyone know how quickly this seemingly simple situation would spiral out of control. We're all aware of the stringent security measures at airports, with frequent reminders for travelers never to leave their luggage unattended. In a recent incident as recent as March 2023, this airport experienced an evacuation due to an unattended suitcase. Fortunately, after a thorough check by a bomb-sniffing dog, the officer determined it to be safe and proceeded with a search in an effort to identify the owner. Following a thorough search, the officer determined that the bag belonged to a woman named Lisa Michelle Landy. Using this name, JetBlue employees accessed her information and realized she was indeed a traveler. However, it became apparent that the abandonment of her bag was not accidental, but rather a deliberate and cunning act.
Just looks like clothing.
That heavy?
It's a lot.
No,
Maybe it was some homeless person.
There's more than just clothing.
It's all underneath.
Yeah, well, not that I can't.
Yeah, you don't want to look in there.
But it's like...
You don't want to look with no gloves on and...
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. But on top, it's all clothing.
Yeah,
there's something heavy like underneath the clothing, because there's no way.
This is...
There's no way that's just clothing.
How much it weighs? They have a scale.
There's one right here. Should be right there.
Because this is insane. 78 pounds.
77.
In a clever attempt to dodge a $150 fee, Lisa left her 83-pounds bag unattended at the airport.
Oh, it looks like a homeless person's, like, house.
We need to find her.
I'm not sure why she would leave a whole suitcase.
By doing so, she hoped the airline would have to send it to her address at their expense. Throughout the interaction, both the employee and the officer referenced this $150 fee that Lisa aimed to evade.
So she's coming out to get her bag?
She said the woman's going to come out, so there were other issues. So.
She's intoxicated, I think. Lady, we don't speak that here. What are you saying? Are you fucking kidding me? In the airport? In public? You said the N-word? Are you serious? You're yelling that shit here. No, go. No, you're gonna go. No, you're gonna take your big ass fucking cancer. Get that fucking 83-pound suitcase. Excuse you, that's your shit. Go get it. Get downstairs, lady. Get downstairs.
I can't carry it.
No, get your shit. Go downstairs. Go. Excuse you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Get your hands
You're gonna
off
get
of me,
arrested. That's what. Excuse you.
Just stop.
No. No.
However, the officer receives an update that will ultimately thwart Karen's elaborate scheme. In a sudden turn of events, Lisa's seemingly harmless act of shoving the officer transformed her status from free to go to committing battery on an officer within a matter of seconds.
I want to see my mother tomorrow.
No, you're arrested now.
He told me. No, I'm not arrested.
No. 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 Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
As Destiny's situation highlighted earlier, such an act is considered a felony, carrying a potential sentence of up to 5 years. Unfortunately for Lisa, the situation is about to take a more serious turn. In the aftermath of her unnecessary tantrum, Lisa has added another serious offense to her list: resisting arrest with violence.
Excuse you. Put your hands behind your back.
This additional felony can also result in a sentence of up to 5 years. However, as soon as she's subdued, Lisa transitions from being aggressive and violent to attempting to play the sympathy card, all in a feeble effort to evade the impending consequences.
You're shouting racist, derogatory terms in the middle of an airport.
My mom is dying of cancer.
No.
Just get me off. All I want to do is see my mother.
You're not when you're blasted drunk, lady.
But this officer told me that tomorrow I can.
Well, not before you started yelling. You know what you just said? No.
Recall my earlier mention about the resurgence of hate crimes. Well, Lisa narrowly escaped committing one due to her own foolishness and lack of awareness.
You're a Get yourself.
I'm a You got the wrong culture, lady. I'm a okay.
If the officer were, in fact, Hispanic, she would have found herself facing an additional charge. Ultimately, Lisa Michelle Landry found herself fortunate, facing only one of the numerous felonies at her disposal: assault on an officer. Additionally, Lisa was hit with a misdemeanor disorderly intoxication charge, carrying a potential year in jail. Faced with undeniable video evidence, she opted for a plea bargain, leading to community service, probation, and of course, a lifetime ban from JetBlue Airlines, a not-so-luxurious consequence of her actions.